The creatures of the forest need your help. Hey there, it's Theo from Geeky Gamer Guy. This video I'll be reviewing tiny towns from AEG. Resources are scarce, and it's up to you to build the best, tiniest of towns. Think you can do it? Oh, and stay tuned to the end for a very special giveaway. In tiny towns, 1 to 6 players are mayors looking to build the most prosperous town for the woodland denizens. To do this, players must scrounge up whatever scraps or resources they can find to construct buildings on their 4x4 plot of land. When setting up, 7 building cards are dealt out in the center of the table. Each card corresponds to a building type with different ways to score them, like a cottage that scores up to 3 points if it's fed, or a farm that can feed up to 4 cottages on the board. Oh, this is making me hungry! Players are also given a monument card. These powerful cards are exclusively for each player to construct. Okay, now that the buildings are explained, how are they actually built? Well, girl, this is where the game is! One of the players becomes the master builder and calls out one of the 5 resources for everyone to place on their boards: wood, wheat, brick, glass, and stone. Resources can never be moved after placement. Plus, only 1 resource or building can occupy a space. It's gonna get pretty cramped pretty quick. Players will need to plan carefully to construct the building patterns for resources to be removed. Building patterns can be flipped and turned, but must contain the depicted resources in the correct placement for them to work. After the player completes a desired building pattern, they may remove all the resources to construct that building, placing it on any one of the spots the removed resources were occupying. Once all players have placed their resource and constructed the buildings they want, the master builder is passed to the next player to start the process all over again. Play continues around the table like this until all players have filled their board or can't place any more resources. Any remaining resources are cleared from the board. After that, 1 by 1 each building type is scored. Then points are deducted for every empty space on a player's board. The player with the most points wins. Ah, God, is this game good! I just love how the mechanics of the game works. It looks simple, but is deceptively thinky. Deciding on what building to construct and where really brings on some tough decisions because all buildings will score you some points, if you plan it well. There's definitely some strategy going on in this spatial puzzle. I love me a roll and write, and this is what I'd imagine the next level of it would be like. Plus, it's really easy to teach, making it accessible for even non-gamers to get into, bringing new and veteran gamers together alike. Love. It also plays very quickly, which gives it that one more time vibe that I crave for players to enthusiastically say. There's also a lot of variety here. The game always has the cottages in play, but there are 4 cards for each other building type, with only 1 of them being in play at a time. Plus, those monument cards can really help you to manipulate the resources or hone in on a strategy to choose. The cherry on top is the overall look and components. The color choices are warm and have a great saturation, hopefully helping to make it colorblind friendly. Also, the wood bits are so cute and make your little town look very eye-catching on the table. Pro tip, lining up all the buildings in a rainbow spectrum is an absolute must. Now I think you can already tell that I'm crazy for this game, but it doesn't mean that there aren't a couple of concerns. First, since the game requires a fair bit of planning, you can really mess yourself up with a resource placed in a bad spot. I know my first games I scored low points. Luckily, each game is improved now that I've adapted to the rules. Which brings me to my second point. Since each player is calling out the resource they want, players are going to have to deal with not getting the building resources they were hoping for and have to adapt. There's room for players to be as passive or aggressive as they want. I personally find adapting one of the fun parts of the game, but other players weren't. Luckily, there's a town hall mode that takes the choice out of the aggressive player's hands and leaves the resources to be drawn from a deck, which also plays quite brilliantly. So if you're looking for a thinky, quick-playing spatial puzzle that's accessible for new players but still gives enough crunch, you should check this one out. Thanks to the amazing people over at AEG, I'm going to be giving away a copy of Tiny Towns. All you need to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave me a comment below. The winner will be announced in 2 weeks on May 10th. That's it! Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this review, consider tapping the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe, plus hit the bell to not miss out on future videos. Until next time, stay geeky, keep gaming! Scrounge up scraps of whatever, scraps, players, This is what I imagine the next level of it would be like. Those monument cards. Looking for a quickie. Till next time, stay geeky, keep gaming.